Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Lost Belt number 7. Last time, we finally rescued everyone, where we then came to a head with Tezcatlipoca, and he apparently copy-pasted the future into the present, where ORT has awakened and destroyed Mexico City. And that nearly killed us. We just barely got out there with the skin of our teeth. Yeah, and then the Lost Belt King, Kukulkan, rescued the Stormborder and brought it to Chichen Itza, where the King of Dinosaurs has allowed us to get repairs done with the help of some of the dinos. So, right now we were repairing the ship, making plans for the future, and that's pretty much it. Let's go! The gang's all here.
Okay, some of you are meeting for the first time, so let me introduce myself. My name is Leonardo da Vinci. I'm Claudia's technical and administrative advice. You can just think of me as a peerless genius who can do anything she sets her mind to. I'm Nitocris, a caster servant. I'm told you're the dinos who guarded the border while I was recovering. For that, you have my thanks. I was once Pharaoh, though briefly. As such, I always repay my debts in full.
Huh? What are you talking about? All I did was chase off a few Oslomen. Everything is such a big deal to you guys. Worry less or you'll just wear yourselves out.
I see you're as strong of a body as you are of heart, Warrior Wakchan. You're an admirably altruistic dinos.
You think? What an ultras is sick?
I guess I will go next then. I'm Shion Eltnam Sakris, one of Kaldia's allies. Thank you for rescuing us from those altars. I really appreciate it. Tezcatlipoca gave us some questionable herbs which put us to sleep, so I do not recall what happened. But it sounds like you went through quite the ordeal there. You will have to tell me all about it later. Huh? Is this all there is? Where's everyone else? The humans are staying with the border since it's built on top of the Nautilus. Captain Nemo simply moving away is enough to dramatically decrease its functionality. So he's staying behind to help get the border back up and running as soon as humanly possible. And the staff members' rooms are also intact, so they said they prefer to rest there. As for Commander Gordov...
Chichen Itza, the Sea of Dinos, eh? Normally I would only let the field operatives go somewhere like that. But I can see you have your heart set on this regardless. Okay, you have my permission. Me? Of course not! I'd never set foot anywhere so dangerous if I could possibly help it. You've seen Wakchan yourself, right? He may be nice and understanding, but his abilities are terrifying. Remember when he just casually swept his tail to shoo off some insects and knocked down a tree that was over 10 meters tall? This city of dinos may as well be a city of giants. Going there as a tourist is practically a death sentence. Suffice to say, I'm not setting one foot outside the border. My personal room and the command room may both be under repair at the moment. But fortunately, I'm already used to using the hangar as my temporary personal room. At this point, I'll gladly take working air conditioning over almost anything else. I know what you mean. The heat here in McLaren has been ridiculous. Just staying out in the jungle is enough to make me miss Russia's weather. I don't know how Baron Draco and Mash handle it. You're telling me. I read the report on the Sixth Singularity. And I suppose they weren't exaggerating about the heat in Jerusalem. It wasn't even this hot back when, no. It wasn't even this hot back when I attended the Dakar rally as a spectator. Hang on. You're staying on the border too, Canuck? You do know you don't have a room here, right? Yeah, I know. My cell's pretty much gone after the whole crash thing. But Baron Draco said I could stay in his room as long as I liked in the meantime.
Oh, so you two are staying on the border? Then I think I'll set up camp here as well. We may have gotten rid of the nearby hostile wildlife, but there's no telling when more Oslomen may try to attack. And since I'm a Chaldean servant, it's only right that I do my part to ensure you all stay safe and healthy. So the next time the Oslomen show up, I'll confiscate their guns and make sure they can't bother you again.
I can't believe her. She's totally going to collect the weapons she gave them and act like nothing happened.
He said it is the commander's job to stay behind and keep the border safe. Yeah, let's leave it at that.
That's a good plan. The boar's armor looks pretty tough, but there's no telling what might happen at night. I think they'll be safer in the border than here in Chichen Itza.
Anyway, that went on longer than I planned, especially for a pre-dinner greeting. But I'm done now. You spent all day getting rid of dangerous wildlife, so I'd like you to just eat and get some sleep for tomorrow. Oh, before you go to bed, is there anything you want to ask about Baron Draco? Well... I'm curious to know, Kukulkan. Who has more authority, you or the King of Dinosaurs? Huh? You mean I didn't tell you? Who has more authority? So you want to know the chain of command? Yes, that is rather fuzzy.
Well, I could tell you who's stronger, but who has more authority? I'm not really sure.
The King of Dinosaurs is in charge of all things having to do with dinosaur society. His decision for Chichen Itza takes priority. I'm more of a representative of order in McLaren as a whole. You could even call me a translator of sorts. Really? Because I read the records of what happened at the sacrificial altars, and it says you referred to yourself as McLaren's creator. Oh, that was more of a spur of the moment kind of thing. I kind of just wanted to make myself look good in front of that bastard with the sunglasses. Besides, McLaren is basically made up of Earth's resources. If anything, I'm kind of an outsider here. Oh, I know. I really just kind of exist. Nobody asks anything of me, and I don't really ask anything of anybody. I've heard that's what the gods of proper human history are like. Is that not the case? No, that's right. The more transcendent a god's power, the less involved they are with human society. That's what God should be like, a being whose main purpose is to make people think that they exist. Natural phenomena aren't inherently good or evil. It was humans' jobs to decide which alignment a particular phenomenon fell under. So, does this mean that you're the deification of order in McLaren as the dinos imagine it? Yes, I think that's right. Though I couldn't tell you who first imagined that.
So why are you dressed like an ocelote?
'Cause I wanted to. I mean, no, of course it wasn't anything as simple as that. I'm dressed like this 'cause it's, a disguise. Yeah, it's a disguise. I copied an outfit in the style of proper human history so I could blend in better while I was in Mexico City. I see. A wise decision, as I would expect from you, Kukulkan. However, this is Chichen Itza, not Mexico City. So when I take that outfit off now. Besides, you never wore any clothing before.
Yeah, you must be hot with all that cloth covering you, right? How come you're not going nude? How come you're not just going nude, Lady Kukulkan?
Wow, impressive. Nude? That would seem to make a great deal of sense for a god of the dinos. What do you think, Bear Draco? Don't be ridiculous, Xion! Kukulkan, please, just keep wearing what you're wearing. It's, very punk. I mean rock! And desperado! Yes, of course. Though I do get the sense of desperado isn't entirely complimentary. Okay, now that we're all settled down, let's talk about our schedule from tomorrow on. Our main focus is still repairing the stormboarder. But to do that, we'll need to split up into two groups, one for procuring resources, and one for making the repairs. Mash, I'd like you to assist Xion with looking over the computer room. Bear Draco, I'd like you to join the resource team and help collect the materials we need. If you need to go to the jungle, take Nitrocris for protection. If going around Chichen Itza, then Wak-chan will guard you instead.
Sorry, I can't. I got some important business to take care of.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. In that case, guess I have no choice but to take on the task of guarding you when we go shopping in Chichen Itza. Damn, what a pain that will be. If it's just the two of you, then you'll probably need a guide. I'd be happy to fulfill that role. You need only ask. Chichen Itza is a peaceful city, but you still never know what might happen. Thanks, Tepu. You're a great help. You know, I still have a lot of things I want to talk to you about. Okay then, everyone off to bed. We've got a busy day ahead of us tomorrow.
Did you already go to her room? It was a time long before the present. Long before the Neogene, the Paleogene, the Cretaceous, the Jurassic, or the Triassic periods. Our journey as a species began on a continent 300 million years ago. That's how this texture, this cosmic hypothesis, was programmed. Back then, there was only one continent. It was the New World, created when three smaller continents collided and fused together. The collision formed mountains, and the mountains formed airflows. The airflows begat rainy seasons, which produced many rivers and countless marshes. So many kinds of plants began to grow, and so great woodlands were born on this planet. The forests were made up of great ferns, about 40 meters tall by your measurements. Those ferns were our vessels. They became the new society that kept us alive. The forest continued to grow. Without any natural predators, the insects evolved to become bigger and stronger, and finally became a form of life modern-day humans like yourselves could understand. Our species changed course to match the evolution of those life forms as well. Also, those ferns eventually returned to the ground. Much later, in your time, what remained of them would become the coal you dig up and use. This is why your people called this particular time the Carboniferous period. The insect's time at the top of the food chain was short-lived, It wasn't long before vertebrates appeared. We still remembered how astounded, how overjoyed we were back then. Mouths with teeth, 4 sturdy limbs, heads that extended from the torso. Amniotes, a brand new life form, a brand new form of life, similar to what you call lizards. It was clear for all to see that they would become the Earth's dominant species. These creatures, born from amniotic eggs, eggs with a kind of membranous layer. These eggs were filled with amniotic fluid, which surrounded the young within as they grew and developed. This method of procreation granted the young protection from the outside world in the form of the egg itself. It was a far safer way of giving birth, and one which had not yet been seen. Thanks to amniotic eggs, these life forms no longer needed to remain in the water to reproduce, and so life on land became viable. Wow. Over many long years, they further divided into synapsids and sauropsids. The ones who survived extinction became the dinosaurs' ancestors. For 47 million years, they made this land into their own personal paradise. Up to this point, everything has been the same as what transpired in your world. Here, though, our world diverged and decline begins. 66 million years ago, this planet faced its third extinction level event. 81% of all aquatic life and 70% of all land vertebrates died as a result. In your timeline, proper human history, this is where the world of the dinosaurs came to an end. But this is the Lost Belt. Thanks to a tiny deviation in its path, the meteorite that devastated the Earth arrived 250 million years sooner. Instead of waiting for humans like you to appear much later, we chose the existing creatures to carry the torch of life. We chose the prehistoric children who continue to live on this planet, just like you.
And that's where my dream ended. Huh, that's a lot like the lucid dreams masters sometimes have as a result of synchronizing their minds with their servants. The voice in the dream, said it was the Carboniferous period, right? Then you must have been seeing a Paleozoic era Earth. The Devonian period, Carboniferous period, Permian period marked the end of the Paleozoic era. The Mesozoic era of dinosaurs began when the Paleozoic era came to an end. Do you know why all the Paleozoic era creatures died out, Barrio Draco? The mass extinction events known as the Big Five, right? Yep, exactly. And the biggest of the Big Five is an event that took place at the end of the Permian period. In the case of other mass extinction events, we know exactly what happened, and the cause of this third one, though, is still unclear. Some people believe it happened because of simultaneous volcanic eruptions. Others say meteor impacts. Still, others blame temperature increases from the sudden release of methane from the ocean bombs. Oops. If that mass extinction event hadn't happened, life on this planet would probably have evolved very differently from what it is now. After that event, the Mesozoic era, when the dinosaurs reigned supreme, lasted for 180 million years.
That's crazy.
Followed by the Cenozoic era, which began 66 million years ago, and is still going strong. However, no heroic spirit could possibly have memories of that time. Well, I guess there might be an exception or two who happen to be around in the Precambrian era. But as a general rule of thumb, human heroic spirits, by definition, all lived during the Cenozoic era. The only being who could possibly show you anything like that is what the Magecraft world calls an archetype. They're essentially like the planet's brain or memory.
An archetype?
I must say, proper human history tableware is wonderful. I'm especially fond of this cup. We use tableware too, but we've never made so many varieties for different purposes. Oh, I see. You call this a watering can? Interesting. Would you mind if I kept one as a sample? I can't wait to show this to our resident artisans. I bet they'll be so impressed they'll begin mass production in no time. I can see it now. A brand new type of cup made just for dinos. Well, we can call it Drinky No Spilly. It's going to be a huge hit. Oh, that's the watering can Mash brought back from the border last night. That's not really how watering cans are meant to be used, but I guess it's fine. I guess even with all their advanced knowledge, dinos don't bother with what they deem unessential. But I can see you're not like the rest of them, Tapu. You're extremely curious, aren't you? You really have the spirit of adventurer. It means you've never forgotten what it's like to be a kid. You think so, Da Vinci? Tapu seems like one of the most mature people I've met personally. If you mean that I haven't matured mentally from a certain point in my life, then you may well be right. I've never been good at simply accepting things around me as they are without first giving them some thought. As I've told you before, Mash, I never quite fit in with dino society, which is why I went off to live on my own. Perhaps my thoughts are closer to people from popular history than they are to my fellow dinos. At any rate, it's almost time for the sun to begin moving away from his altar. We should begin repairing the border. Just to be sure, may I ask you all what your immediate schedules are like? Of course, we're going to help Xion with the border's control room. Hapdra is currently in her base form, recharging her magical energy at the border. I'm going to look around Chichen Itza with you, Tapu. I heard you can get all kinds of rare ore around here. And I'm going to be Bail Draco's escort. Also, Nemo Baker asked me to get some ingredients for rations from the jungle. Do you need a guide? The jungle's particularly in my the jungle's practically in my backyard, so I know it really well.
Why don't you come with us, you Olga Marie? Oh good, I made it. Sorry about the busted wall. Guess that's it's a little late for that now though. Huh. Anyway, I hope you can forgive me, after all. I came here on a mission. You all, come with me. There's a place I want to show you. I just know you're gonna love it.
Oh, right. You mentioned that yesterday, didn't you? Something about being the kind of place only powerful dinos could make. That weak Oslomer could never. Alright, let's see this place. It sounds much more interesting than fixing a ship. So, there you have it, Bear Draco. I already have plans. Too bad.
Maybe this is for the best.
So many dinos.
You're here already, huh? We only just figured out what everyone's gonna work on. For some reason, the dinos kept coming up and talking up my ear off. They're all really inquisitive and friendly, so there hasn't been any trouble. I'm just not really sure how to handle them. Tapu, if they're just here to gawk at us, I'd rather you had them keep the distance.
I understand. This is fairly unusual for dinos. It must be because of the King of Dinosaurs decree. You mean the one permitting them to discuss proper human history? Yes, I believe they've come to take a look for themselves, now that they have permission to do so. I have an idea. Would you be willing to talk to them once you're done with work for today? I believe that should satisfy the Dino's curiosity. What do you say, Mash, Bear Draco? Are you sure you want us to be the ones who handle that? I think it would be much more productive coming from you, Shion, or Da Vinci. No, I think you two are by far the best choice. Don't you agree, Kukulkan? Yeah, I do. These dinos want to hear about proper human history and lost spells from people who've actually lived in those worlds, not from academics. Honestly, I've already heard stories about them myself, but it was so much fun. I kind of want to hear them again. Huh?
So where are you gonna do this? I don't think this is a good spot. The other staff be too scared. I mean, the dinos do make a pretty intimidating first impression, right? So, I think the staff's gonna need some time to get used to them.
Good point. Why don't we have this get-together at the shrine, then? I'll make sure the king agrees to it. And thank you for choosing your words so carefully, Carol. I really appreciate it.
I was just telling the truth, that's all. Thanks for, picking up a place.
Alright, we're off to the jungle to hunt beasts. We should look for animals without any toxins, right? Yes?
Yeah, the boar's food reserves almost ran out while everyone was barricaded inside. Seems like it was so bad that Baker apparently started stirring an empty pot just to feel like she was doing something. Ew. So yeah, we definitely need to replenish our meat supply. If you can find fruits or spices too, even better.
Then we should try the area near the Khan ruins. The trees there should have plenty of what you're looking for. Come on, Neutral Chris, Bear Draco, let's go! Oh, but watch out. McLand turkeys aren't to be trifled with. If you aren't careful, they might end up eating you instead.
Yeah, buddy. Is he still NP locked? Oh, I have to use New Crest. And I can't use supports. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, this should just be farming, so I can probably just kaleidoscope it. I mean, I hope. Actually, better play it safe.
私と戦ってくれるんだ。嬉しい。ありがとう。水のうちに準備だ。アヌビス、扉。私のわかります。やったー。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡。扉。
Wait, is her first skill death rate up for herself? Or death rate down for the enemy? I honestly don't remember.
もしもし。予想日の研究です。
I don't know why she became debuff immune. That was random. Okay, that's first off. Whoops. Oh, thank God she didn't do enough damage to kill it. So random. And the turkey. Okay. I think switching on to Melcene is actually like the best move here. I wasn't expecting one turkey. Nope, don't need that. Alright. Let's kill the burb. Oh, I love using Melcene.
戦闘終了。面白みのない戦いでした。面白くても別に嬉しくはありません。
That was horrific. What possible reason could there be for those creatures to sound like that? I never heard anything so awful. Their cries were heavy with regret, remorse, lingering attachment, and unadulterated shame. It felt as though they were fervently blaspheming against every living thing in the world. Whatever happened to Maglan being a divine world where the dead were only tested to save them? You're also thinking of proper human histories, Maglan, not this one. Still, that was weird. I know sound waves can mess with your inner ear, but I don't know why they seem to be even more effective on you. At any rate, be extra careful on how you prepare that turkey, and make sure you cook it thoroughly too. Otherwise, we might end up taking in detestable insolence when we eat it.
Phew, I'm exhausted. Running back and forth between Chichen Itza and the Forest Stratum really takes it out of you.
Why are we doing this again? I know Master Tapu said we're strengthening our lower bodies, but still.
I remember she said it'd be an easy job, that all we'd have to do is gather parts to repair the ship. He didn't tell us how far we have to run to do it, or that there'd be Oslo mail on the way. It's pretty rough. Now, don't be like that, brothers. We're doing this to help our new siblings, remember? Plus, They said we could play soccer on the ship's deck once the repairs are finished. Imagine our beautiful passes going back and forth in the open sky. Pretty sweet, right? That sounds awesome. Guess we'll just have to keep doing our best.
But first, we gotta have Bell Draco do his part. I got dibs on this seat.
Hello? Oh, we're talking stories, right? What are you talking about? You're gonna tell us about proper human history, right? I thought I was the only brother who was interested in that, but it turns out everyone is.
Oh, yes. Tepe told us about this. Alright. Since Nitocris is here too, why don't we tell you about ancient Egypt? Is that okay with you, Pharaoh Nitocris? Of course. My reign didn't last very long, but it doesn't make me any less of a pharaoh. I will gladly tell you of life in our glorious kingdom, ancient Egypt's 6th dynasty. And with that, my life as a pharaoh came to an end, and I vanished from the earth without ever visiting the Eternal Kingdom. This was all back in the 22nd century BC. Afterward, the ancient Egyptian dynasties would continue to flourish until the very 1st century AD. Pharaoh Cleopatra did her best to the very end, but ultimately, the Roman Republic changed the course of Egypt's history forever.
Damn, Queenie. Talk about living the hard life. Those evil priests and advisor guys were like the cub, right? And you'd been surrounded by tons of them since you were born, and they manipulated your brother, the king, right up to the moment they had him assassinated. So you had to act like they were manipulating you too, all while you were secretly looking for an opportunity to strike back at them. And then, after years of gritting your teeth and bidding your time, you finally managed to gather all the evil conspirators in one place and wipe them out. Damn, could you do that, brother? It's like if you had to live your life with your entire soccer team as your enemies. Oh man, no way, I wouldn't even last a day. And you didn't just survive, you actually won, Lady Nito. You're even more badass than Lady Kukulkan. Is this what gods are capable of? That's way better than our god. All she does is go around taking walks.
Is this your way of telling me the Dinosaurus species has outlived its usefulness? Because I can wipe you all out just like that. Thank you, but I'm really nothing special. Any pharaoh would have done the same. Besides, if I was truly as good as you say, then instead of executing those conspirators, I would have managed to save my brothers from the assassins sent after them. Nitocris. That said, there's no denying that my victory was truly spectacular. I'd like to think my brothers were watching from the Eternal Kingdom with pride. Anyway, thank you for listening so attentively. You were a wonderful, well-behaved audience. That's because you were such a good talker. I felt like I was there watching it all happen. So stories of your histories are all like this? Man, it was so sharp. I felt like it was gonna cut my brain. I don't think any of us would last a day in your world. Losing your whole family because of bad guys' evil plotting, deceiving, hating, killing members of your own species? We couldn't possibly deal with anything so cruel. By hearing it as a story, we can totally manage. I guess that's a good thing about stories. You may be right, but, does this mean you've never had any kind of war in your own history?
Okay, but after that, there's still one thing I don't get. What was all that stuff about years and eras? Do you guys just always keep track of time in proper human history? You mean you dinos don't?
Wait, hold on. Are you saying McLean doesn't have historical eras? You don't keep track of the passage of time in your culture? That's right. To be honest, I found it strange ever since I started traveling with you. It seems like humans and dinos perceive time very differently. We don't have any concept of what you've been calling years. What you call the past, we simply refer to broadly as before. For us, 100 years ago is just a little before. 1,000 years ago is long before. So our society never gets more complex, like it did in the dynasty Newsicris so kindly told us about. Counting the years, really, recording our history at all is not something dinos have ever done. There's never been a need. Our way of life has been the same ever since it began long before. To convert to your measurements, nothing about us has changed for the last 66 million years. What a twist! The stagnation! That's why they were pruned. I mean, other than or awakening. Okay, guys, I've got a quest for you. You know the heat-resistant plating on the boar's bow? A lot of it's come off. So I was hoping you could find some quartz for us. Shion says that if you can bring us about 20 tons of quartz, she can alchemically transmute it into what we need.
You do know that an ordinary human can't carry that much, right?
Master's right. Even with his backup file about Mystic Code, there's simply no way he can carry 20 tons by himself. Aw, don't be shy. You can just ask me to handle that kind of thing. As long as I can get a hold of it, I can carry just about anything. Oh, but I guess just any old ore isn't going to cut it, right? Sorry, I'm more of a broad strokes kind of god. Can I just bring you a whole mountain and call it a day? If you can bring us an entire mountain, do you know of one made up of this substance? It's called obsidian.
Yeah, they do. There's literal mountains of them.
Oh right, back in the second underworld, there was nothing but obsidian mountains as far as we could see. Great. That's not far from here at all. Let's go grab one right now.
We're just casually grabbing a mountain.
I see. So you need a mountain worth of obsidian, chirp. These sword mountains are a composite myth that overlays Great King Enma's mindscape onto the Iztaccatli mountain range. Ideally, I would like to keep them all as my swords, chirp. But if you need them to repair Kalia's ship, then I suppose I have no choice but to let one go. However, I may be willing to part one, but I can't say the same for my tormentor demons. They're saying defeat us if you can, and you think you can get rocks that easily? In retrospect, I may have overindulged them. They're a bit pretentious now. Unfounded confidence only leads you and those around you to harm. The best cure for this is a harsh lesson at the School of Hard Knocks. Yikes, you're a lot harsher than you look. Anyway, you heard her, Bear Draco. Are you okay with this? Is this one of those situations where you need to treat all life as precious or love your enemies or something like that?
Nope. Let's see if you can get a KO by the count of 3.
I see. No mercy for those who would stand in your way, huh? Might makes right and all that. Got it. Well then, I'll leave their bodies intact, but I'll smash their pride to bits. You know, I'm not usually much for violence, but there's something about hearing KO that gets me all fired up.
Ooh, I actually suck servants. And I'm forced to bring enemy. God, I hope she's an arse. I totally forgot if Benny Enma was the arse. Okay, so the scariest one is gonna be the saber.
みんなついてきて。
Alright, so she has applied an ignore invincible and debuff immune at end of turn. He has increased crit damage and increased star gather rate. That's annoying. Okay, and Benny Enma has evade and crit strength on 1, decreased death, decreased crit rate, and apply MP seal for all enemies on 2. Increase attack, increase buff removal resist, increase MP gauge, restore HP for all allies, restore Peach to all enemies. Okay.
お土産をこちらで。まずは一杯どうですか。白兵戦行きます。右のうちに準備。戦いですか。
Alright.
引き分けの前を頑張るで気は乗らないのですが。
The biggest worry is the saber. So hopefully we can get rid of all the ones. Oh, she's gonna turret. God damn it. I thought she was AoE.
その二枚舌は許しません。つづらの道にこれにて閉廷。ごめん。円弱抜刀。王子一。
Okay, this is gonna be annoying.
そっか。
Oh, they can attack when they're... Okay.
白兵戦行きます。せ頑張るでち。気は乗らないのですが。
Okay, I should at least be able to get rid of the saber.
灯籠流し。命が足りません。ですが、その二枚舌は許しません。つづらの道に。
Nice, nice, nice. Can we get rid of the Lancer as well? Nope.
その下。
Ooh, maybe actually.
そっか。
I'm out of chains.
気は乗らない引き分けのないお客様でちね。来てください。
Hmm.
気は乗らないのでちが。引き分けのないお客様でちね。
I don't think she can do 60k because she has no buster ups.
折檻の時間でスポッと切るでちスズメハラダ灯籠流し命は取りまちぇんでちがその二枚草は許しまちぇんつづらの道行きこれにて閉廷
Okay, she could have done 200k by herself.
よそび
Oh boy.
いいナイススポッと切るでちよそび行くでちよそび
Nice.
鐘の音が聞こえる
Did they really just blow themselves up?
Don't worry. They were just vowing to have a rematch. I could hear the resolve in their voices chirp. They said we're going to bulk up even more by the next time we meet, and well thought. We suppose you can have some training stones. Isn't that great? Now this is a good fairy tale. This is how a good fairy tale should go. Chirp. It's true. Even though they were a bunch of stone statues, they had some real backbone to them. Pounding on them was so satisfying. I'm almost sad I defeated them. Anyway, I'll just be taking one of those mounds to go. Yes, this should cover 20 tons, right? I didn't think she meant it literally, but I guess that's good God for you. Okay, it looks like she should have no problem collecting and transporting the ore by herself. By the way, is it just you here today? I know Mash is keeping an eye on your ship, but what about the other woman, Chirp?
Other woman? You mean you, Olga Marie?
She was every bit as determined as Mash to make sure you came to no harm. So I thought, as long as she and Mash were by your side, I could let you go off into McLeod and rest easy, knowing you'd be completely safe, Chirp. Well, I still doubt you'll be in any danger with that jade-haired behemoth following you around now. Did you and Olga Mary have a fight or something?
No, nothing like that. We just haven't had a chance to talk lately.
I see. Well, I'm glad to hear you two are still so good friends, Chirp. That said, the heart can be fickle. Even the smallest things can grow into an impassable rift. So if you need to ask something, then ask it. If you need to apologize, then do it. Once you've grown distant, there's nothing you say will ever bridge that gap. Every encounter in this life is precious. When you get an opportunity to talk, you can't be afraid to take it, Chirp.
Oh, more story time.
Oh, I see things are going quite well here, too. The Downs just don't have any notion of resentment or preconceptions about foreign cultures. We had so many volunteers line up to help repair the border, we didn't even need to ask anybody. If only humans could take a page from their book. Oh, no, wait. On second thought, that might be a bit hasty. If everyone only ever worked for the benefit of those around them, I'd be out of business. Maybe it is possibly too understanding. They are smart enough to know when something is sad, but they don't see tragedies as tragic. They have the empathy to understand when someone is frustrated, but they don't recognize injustice as unjust. And while that may work just fine for them, it would drive a neighbor crazy.
There's even more today than yesterday. I know I said I permit discussion of proper human history, but I didn't think it was going to get this big.
Your Majesty, are you here to check on us?
Hell no! I just want to kick a soccer ball around, but you people are taking up the whole grounds. It's the only thing I gotta do for fun, and now it's ruined. Hey, Chaka, move aside. I'm gonna sit in the back. You want to hear what they have to say, right? Then sit up front. No point holding back.
Oh my, how nice of you to help that shy dinos. You may be a foul-mouthed, but you're a considerate king just the same. May I introduce myself?
Don't bother. You're the one who taught Black Tezcatlipoca all the things he didn't need to know, right? If you want to hawk your wares and teach an Isa, go right ahead. I don't think you'll find many dinos looking to buy them, though.
Ouch. True, but ouch. I haven't sold a single item so far. Yes, but that's fine. You can't build a successful business in a day. I'm happy to put in the work. I'm not just here to make money, you know. I've got my eye on much bigger things.
Ah, so that's what you're really after, hmm? I can tell that's going to go up in flames. Anyway, what you're still staying around for? Can't you see all these dinos waiting for you? Make with the stories already. Tell them about the different worlds you've seen. The kind of what-if tales that never came about in Milan.
Well, first off, yes, good evening. Are you lost, Kotomine? I can show you around if you like.
No, that's alright. I was just about to take a break. I've been patrolling the border to make sure no Oslo men sneak aboard, you see.
Oh, thanks. And it's hard for our sensors to detect the Oslome, since they barely have any magical energy. And since Captain isn't back in full form yet, that'll be a big help.
Oh? I was under the impression that Captain Nemo was fully back in action.
Oh, that? He's just pretending he's fine, like always. Shion pretends not to notice anything's wrong.
I see. I'll bear that in mind. By the way, is the Stormbore's power generated solely by internal combustion engines?
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, I was just wondering what we should do about powering the ship if the engines were to stop. I heard you had to barricade yourselves within, in the dark, without any electricity when you crashed. That must have been terrible. So I thought, if the ship had some means of drawing power from the outside, you'd be able to restore it that much quicker.
I see. Good thing as usual, Father. But don't worry. We already have a means in place for collecting energy from external sources. If we had some way to summon 100 servants with the ability to provide power, we could run the ship without the engines at all. Of course, now that the Warring Sea base is gone, I doubt we'll ever use it again. Oh. I hadn't considered that. Thanks for the inspiration.
So you do have a way to power the ship, even if all of its engines were to be destroyed. I'm glad to hear it.
Yep. Though I would also bawl my eyes out if that ever happened.
I don't like where this is going. Wait a sec. You've been spending a lot of time around the border for the last couple of days. Shouldn't you be with the foreign god? You may wish to choose your words more carefully, Kadok. Throwing the word God around too casually could make this miraculous balancing act come crashing down. Ah, my apologies. Miraculous really doesn't do this situation justice. The present situation is all thanks to Bear Draco and Mash's hard work and healthy, accepting mindset. You, on the other hand, don't seem to be nearly as open-minded as them. Once you form an opinion of someone, you don't easily change it.
Yeah, that's right. Unlike them, I'm a mage. I can't change my principles on a dime. I'm just old-fashioned like that. I don't see that as a bad thing just now, though. 'Cause, see, Kelda needs someone around who isn't just gonna go all in on trusting you two, however much you help.
As well you shouldn't. We are aiding Bear Draco, not Caldia, and temporarily at that. Once the young miss accepts her true position, we will take our leave right away.
So it's all up to you, Olga Marie, huh? You're not planning to put a thumb on the scale?
Of course not. I have no desire to fight. I only wish to witness the birth of the one yet to arrive. That said, Rasputin's influence has left me with at least some of the emotions any human being ought to have. If I see a poor soul doomed to live to a life of unhappiness unless something is done, I'm compelled to reach out and help. I'm concerned about the young miss as well, though for a very different reason. This is not a good situation for her. She will have to make a decision herself, or she will only continue to suffer more. And since you agree that that would be for the best, I expect that I can trust you not to interfere.
No, I won't. Even if Mash, Bear Draco, and Olga Marie hate me for it. It's better if they part ways before they truly understand each other.
Yeah, I can't take it anymore. The engine's gonna fall apart unless we shut him down and tune him up. So that's just what I'm gonna do. Marine, tell Captain Jackass I'm gonna be shutting down all the Trident engines for an hour. In an hour. And that's gonna take at least 120 hours to completely overhaul them. What about the power from the other facilities? Who cares how the rest of the body's doing if the heart gives out? I don't know about you guys, but I ain't planning on killing myself anytime soon. If the captain wants to overrule me, then today is the day I finally challenge him to a duel and become the main Nemo myself. Surprise! Easy there, engineer. Let's just take a breath, okay? Here, try Stunbreaker's new rock salt ice cream. Nice and cold. I like it. And you don't need to challenge anyone in to a duel. I'm completely on board with your plan. I have an idea that will help us supply power for that period of time. We shut the engines down once I'm set. And as luck would have it, I happened to do a maintenance check on the external power relays just last night. Talk about timely. Anyway, I'll fill Da Vinci in on the plan. Oh, and I'm gonna need to borrow about six or so Marines. I couldn't help but overhear. Sounds like we're gonna need a whole bunch of boxed lunches then. We've got plenty of yummy chicken, so I'll make chicken sandwiches for everyone. And that's why we're putting together a hydroelectric generator next. I'll be coming along this time too. This time. A hydroelectric generator? But there aren't any large rivers around here. It'll be like Nikola Tesla's Niagara Falls generators. Oh, you're right, Senpai. We did pass massive waterfalls, and they're every bit as big as Niagara Falls.
Professor got the idea after reading your report. Everything we need is packed into these supplying containers. These shipping containers. Well, normally, just getting everything there would take the better part of 2 days, but... these chicken sandwiches things are tasty, but how come I have more than anyone else? As you can see, we already have a porter who will cut that time down considerably. I'm counting you to convince her to help us.
That's fine, but, what about you, Olga Marie?
Yuo? I'm pretty sure she just stayed in her room all day yesterday. She set out before the sun even arrived today. I expect she'll be back by evening. How does she seem? She's been down in the dumps ever since we came back to Chichen Itza, so... She seemed to be in extraordinarily good spirits. Ha ha ha! Rejoice, humanity! My body is fully recovered. So I'm off to destroy Mexico City right now. They should have known. I never forget an injustice. Hold on, please, Madam President. Don't you think it's a little too soon to be exercising military force? Yes, the Oso may have been hunting dinos, but only in the jungle. Competition for survival in the jungle is natural for all living creatures. It doesn't merit military intervention. Even though they're sacrificing dinos on their altars? Yes, even then. We are not invaders. We may defend ourselves, but we never launch an attack. And yet, the last time we went to Mexico City, we snuck in and disrupted one of their important religious ceremonies. To attack now would be pure aggression. There's no honor in that. Destroying their entire city simply because you are annoyed at them would be a black mark on your presidential record. Or are you thinking of destroying Mexico City not as the ruler of this planet, but for the very personal reason of wanting to improve the opinion of certain people have of you? Of course I'm thinking of this as the sovereign of Earth. I always treat all of humankind equally, no matter the reason. Still, you're right, Tepu. I'm going to go give myself some time to cool down.
Huh? Why did Tepu suddenly clam up?
She said she was going to cool down. I don't blame her. McLaren is very hot right now. But I could tell she was very worried about you two as well. For, well, many reasons. I see. We've been so busy, we haven't had time to talk. And since she hasn't been at the border lately, it hasn't been any easier. But I'm glad it sounds like we'll have a chance to see her this evening.
I wonder if she really is in good spirits.
Oh, come to think of it, where did Wak-chan run off to? He was still with Olga Marie as of a couple of days ago. Oh, Wak-chan? I saw him out on the main street last night. His eyes were totally lifeless, like a dead fish. I asked him what was wrong, and he kept muttering to himself. He said, "Now I've done it. I've really done this time. And I'm an embarrassment to dinos everywhere." So I decided to leave him alone. I'm sure he'll come back sooner or later, though. Ouch! Sounds like he got dumped pretty hard. Where in the world did you take her, Wak-chan? Wak-chan is a warrior, born and bred. The only special talents he has are face punching and body slamming.
They are the same.
At worst, he may have decided to subject her to his warrior dance for the entire night. I see. That sounds like a very informative and productive use of time. I wish I could have been there for a valuable experience. You know, this isn't anything new at this point, but Mash's shield or spear is seriously off the charts.
Portea's rebelling again.
Forget it. No way I'm letting you build a generator here. You do understand that this is my home for the time being, right? I've been bored out of my skull all this time, so you better believe I'm going to at least make sure my life here is comfortable. Did you even bother to think what it'd be like for me to live with a generator here? Did it even cross your mind? Will you take responsibility if it short circuits and electrocutes me? Of course not. Not your pitiful size.
You're an Ultra now? Again?
Surprised? Scared? Want to flee in terror? I love seeing the terror in your eyes. I'm guessing you expected the meek, obedient Protea to be here waiting for you. Well, the truth is, here in McLaren, I am the Norm Protea. Last time you were here, I just sailed my authorization to thank you for freeing me from the mass. But I'm done playing at being cute for you. I'm a giant. I don't have time to take orders from a little human. Major Master makes no difference to me. As far as I'm concerned, all you tiny little humans are my slaves. If you don't like that, you can always run away. Just don't be surprised when I smush you with one slap of my hand. She's not being cooperative at all. What happened to her? Master report says she was totally on our side. Yeah, we kind of thought this might happen.
You're pretty upset about something, huh, Protea? What is it? Are you hurt? We can take a look if you like. We're used to caring for whales, so it's no troubles.
That's a lot of Marines. What happened to the one who was here before? I might be willing to listen to him.
And that Marine isn't here today, but don't worry. All our feelings are synced up, so we like you just as much as he did.
Look, I'm not being overly cautious or feeling anxious or anything like that, okay? I'm just standing up for my rights. I mean, how would you like it if someone built a generator as big as your bed in your room?
Yeah, we definitely hate that. Well, engineer would probably love it. Can't argue with that. Can't argue there. I wouldn't love it either.
There, you see? Now go on and get out of here before... No, wait. I just had an amazing idea. If you can meet one of my one condition, I'd be willing to let you build the generator.
Well, really? That'd be awesome. With you around, we wouldn't even need to. We wouldn't even need any heavy machinery.
So you only have one condition? What is it? I want you to fight me again. The idea of letting my loss against a human stand makes me sick to my stomach.
Seriously?
Right. Of course you don't want to fight me. You know, a fluke like that couldn't possibly happen twice. You're so small. Not just in body, but in mind, too. Living must be so hard when you're that small in every possible sense. Want to try living in my mask instead? So, what do you say, Bear Draco? If you win, I'll help build your generator, and even keep an eye on it as long as you need. But if I win... Well, I can't even bring myself to say what's in store for you, but trust me, it'll be good.
Looks like as an alter, she's as competitive as she is normally shy. What are you gonna do, Bear Draco? Take her up on it? I don't really see that improving her mood, but... Looks like I have no choice but to show her what's up.
Or how about an apology? Complete with an eternally binding contract. You could keep me around as your only sacrifice servant, and get rid of all your other high servants too, while you're at it. If you're willing to do that, I might be willing to consider...
I put the containers down where you asked. What would you like me to do next? Fight! Oh man! Kukulkan versus King Protea. This is gonna be the biggest underworld battle ever! A fight, huh? Okay, you got it. This is really exciting, yes? Let's you and I have a good match, young lady.
Was I seeing things, or did that lady just carry an actual mountain of containers here on our own? I must have been seeing things, right?
Need Da Vinci, goddammit. Okay, not that Da Vinci.
Why 888?
Da Vinci's not even good in this fight.
Who's strong? Alter ego.
Pretender. That works. She's also a Star Gem rare, so that's real handy. Come on, give me a Kukulkan chain.
バトルスタート。できるだけおしとやかに。私はよりを兄弟に。
Yeah, good enough. Da Vinci doesn't really do anything, so I'll just save her skills. I need all the firepower I can get. Don't need that, honestly. I do need the Buster Up, though. Don't need the NP string, so I can not expend that.
失礼。こちらの話です。待ちきれそうでしょ。
Should I save the stars? Nah.
はい、NSS サービスです。
Pretty sure I'm gonna want the anti-human modifier.
ご用件はやったー。目障りです。ビームです。よそ見限定です。クイーンストレート。いい的です。いい的です。
Okay, we're still good. Still good.
あくまで軽い。ナイス。コッパに。風はしばらく俺が体の私。世界はより小さく。覚悟。レジ。逃げない。
Okay, last Buster card and last HP up too.
この私が止めないでね。コッパに。ばらまきましょう。よそ見していくぜ。私はよりをクイーンストレート。ク
Oh, chain. I'm a busters though. Also, probably heal.
止めてあったよそ見全身ですこっちさまだまだここから最後はやっぱり全身です理解できるこれが質量の差ですこれ無理ですね
Well, Lady Avalon, good luck with that. You're kind of the only choice here. Well, and Da Vinci, I guess.
間違って仕方ないね君たちは今のうちに準備ああとても楽しかったとも戦いですから白兵戦行きますキラキラしてる 手を伸ばしいいとも意外と苦手なのか遠い楽園開かれた希望香るひとひらを送りましょう兆しを抱いて歩みなさい映像バーバロンえい
Nice.
行きなさいあなたともに 世界はより小さくどうこれが最新の戦いさ羨ましい
Da Vinci is level 100, but... Oh wait, that's mine, Da Vinci, right? I was gonna say, he's level 100, but only has 88 skills.
What the kind of servant was that? Hiding the divine spirit of your sleeve is no fair, you coward. Huh? She's not a servant? She's Kukulkan, the god of Miglan? So she's the king of this entire Lost Belt? How is that fair? How did you even get someone like that on your side?
Now that you mention it,
It is kind of mysterious. It's not mysterious at all. I know everything there is to know about your situation, yes. I've been watching you since you came here, Baron Draco. Anyway, that was a wonderful fight, King Protea. I'm sure... So Shitsuno would be glad to lend you his strength. Would it be okay if I shook your hand? It's a great honor for me to meet a heroic spirit from proper human history. Lost Bell or not, I guess the fact that your name is Kukulkan means you really are a god. I never want to fight you again if I can help it. But here, happy? Alright, so I just need to open those containers and line up their contents, right? This is so humiliating, but a promise is a promise. Now, what exactly do I do with all this stuff? Thanks, Protea! This is really a huge help. Okay, I'd like to start by securing a flat patch of rock. Can I also ask you to help with making the scaffolding? Oh jeez, what a pain. There's so many different kinds of containers here. This is really going to be complicated, isn't it? Maybe I'll disable my authorization and voice all the work on the other Protea. No, I can't do that. She'd just end up wrecking everything.
wow, they have little hard hats. Or giant hard hats.
Huh? Were there some downs here just now? Oh yeah, they followed the Marines here. They said they'd help out too because it looked fun. So I asked the strong downs to handle the installations and the fast downs to run the cables. Man, these downs are all so smart, Kukulkan. They understood the concept of electricity in no time at all. It also didn't take them long at all to figure out that we're converting the water's potential energy into kinetic energy. Right? They may be different from the people of proper human history, but they're just as wonderful in their own way. I'm exhausted. I still have plenty of energy, but all this intricate assembly work is running my mind ragged. Thanks, Protea. I would ask you to pay me back with a command spell, but I see you still don't have all of them back. If you already cleared the second underworld, I guess you'll have to handle the third next. I'm sure you'll need to go to the lower levels eventually, even if it's just to restore your last command spell. Then again, you could always just track down the back jerk and take them back more directly. I think I like that way better. If he ever shows his ugly face here again, I'm gonna grab him, rip out his spine, and grind him into bat jelly. Is Camelot's that strong? I don't know, but my inner Sochitinol is telling me things like, don't fight the Bat God, and Camelot is more terrifying than any god on Earth. But who knows, he didn't look like much to me. By the way, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you. Where's that loud, needy-looking, super annoying woman? You know, Olga Marie? We've been kind of missing each other lately. I see. So she's not here. I liked how she was so obviously I liked how she so obviously looked down on all humans. But it was also obvious she wasn't from this planet. This may be weird coming from me, but she's Kazuya's enemy, right? You were smart to cut ties with her. But if she still insists on tagging along, why not bring her here? I'd be willing to talk to her for you.
You sure you wouldn't be doing it for her? Either way, you really are still Protea, aren't you?
Cheeky little bastard. It really pisses me off when people act like they have everything figured out. I'm gonna tell you this one more time so you don't get the wrong idea. I'm not kidding when I say I don't care at all about holding back against humans or preserving life. The moment an insect that doesn't know his place talks back to me, I'll squish him on the spot. So please don't talk to me like you would the other Protea. I don't want to have to wash my hands every time we talk. Good, you're finally scared. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, see you later, itty-bitty command spellless master. Make sure you can actually hold your own again by the next time I see you.
Alright, Archer and Lancer. And I'm getting to use my own team? Full powered? Interesting, interesting. Oh, too much. Don't have enough for another CE. Wasn't there an option for like bronze Cs? Oh, there's. What is Mozart's one? I think it's music sheets. Yeah, there is. And we don't have enough points. Okay, sure. We'll go with this team then. Wait, what? What?
瞬きの間に終わらせる。私に任せて。
Okay. Huh. I don't have Metal Scene's cards, so...
いいわ。両断する。白兵戦、行きます。
Power against servants was a star. I should take care of the core first, huh? I don't remember how this fight went. I don't think it went well.
仕留める。見て圧倒します。次は君はもう私のものだ。血も肉にこぼさない。我皆そこに連れて行こう。
Ow.
そこです。行くよ。アロンライト。
Nice, nice, nice. Not nice. Very not nice. Thanks, Jason.
要するに接続。
Probably best for me to actually
熱を帯びなさい。
put on Castoria
遅い。対終末、対粛清防御。始め。ねえ、次は
and do a debuff immune and with
一撃。
two
一瞬
invincibles.
で終わらせる。石灰剣技開始。つなげ。プロセスアロンライト。最果ての島、罪の都。最後の竜は我が胸に。集え。円卓の守護者たち。ラウンドオブアーバロン。やる。
Ooh, I love Nosy. First hit. First hit. Safe. Nice. No, save it. I should save that.
次は復唱する。一撃一瞬で終わらせる。石灰剣技
Should be able to kill.
つなげ。プロセスアロン
Crap.
ライト。
Oh, thank God. We didn't get overkill, but we did get killed.
ハイアングルフラッ
きらめくサソリの応用打ちます甘いですねいかがです
Okay, we're all good. Milcastor is the one most likely to die at this point.
見てために次は
Let's see if this is enough.
一撃一瞬で終わらせる石灰剣撃開始つなげ無血アロナイト
Okay.
あれはいつか見た終わりの星どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのですさあ幕を開けて
Don't whiff, don't whiff, don't whiff.
そこだ
Nice.
一時撤退です
ああ鐘の音が聞こえる
Oh, random. And that's the story of our adventure in Atlantis. Amazing! A world almost entirely covered by water. And so deep, too. How permeable was the water? How far could the sunlight travel through it? Did its people have different ways of survival in each layer, unlike us?
If we measure using proper human history's units, I'm told the average depth is about 3,700 meters. The deepest trench supposedly extends downward by over 10,000 meters. I can only imagine the intensity of the pressure and the cold.
Would the aquatic dinos be able to survive there? Oh, wait. That's probably too deep for them to get any sunlight. And I suppose no dinos could get by in a world without the sun's blessing.
I see. So Artemis was shot down? I was really hoping for an epic land battle. Still, this Orion guy sounds amazing. Satellite or not, I still can't believe he shot down a celestial body. I bet he's a gallant, stoic archer with shining eyes. And a fully mechanical body that looks perfect in the moonlight.
Hey! Why does the Poseidon guy keep calling for someone who wasn't even there? The immediate danger at the time had to be you, right, big bro Bill Draco? So why didn't he shout your name instead? Like, when you're passing or shooting a soccer ball. Yeah, you're such a child, bro. Can't you tell? It's all about love. Anyway, I want to talk about Hephaestus. Imagine a machine that builds other machines. Oh, and a machine with even balls.
Since Hephaestus isn't here to defend himself, I feel I should tell you that machines probably don't go bald.
Something about that Timmy guy bothers me, though. I can't really tell why. Do you know why, bro? Probably because he was just a child. Probably because he was a child, just like you. There was things that mattered to him. It just took him too long to realize how important they were. Who the hell is Timmy?
I'm glad to see the dinos are enjoying our stories of Atlantis too. At first, I thought telling them about the other lost spells was a bad idea, but... It's alright, Nash. This is what the King of Dinosaurs, and above all, we ourselves, wanted. As for you, Bear Draco, I must thank you for your judicious and objective account of these events. Hey, if anything, we should be thanking you. We're really grateful for all you've done. All of you dinos who have showed up to help with repairing the border have been a huge help. And above all, you guys have welcomed us with open arms, even knowing the relationship between proper human history and Lost Belts. Why is that something to be grateful for? We knew you understood, Tapu, but we weren't sure about the others. Ah, now I see. Is it because you come from the correct history, and we come from the one that was meant to be pruned away? Then please rest assured, we dinos have never been much for comparing ourselves to others. That guy is more talented than me. That guy is luckier than I am. So I'm going to take what I'm missing and knock him down a peg to even things out. We don't get those kinds of feelings. We just never compare ourselves to others. You never compare yourselves to others? That's right. So we also have very low interest in how things could have been different for either of us. We'd much rather hear stories about other possibilities. Quite simply, the dinos are enthralled by the pictures your stories paint. Difficult journeys, enjoyable ones, those you wish to overcome, and those you wish you didn't have to leave behind. You have experienced so many different kinds. As a result, your very words sparkle with a life of their own. The passion you so clearly feel brings these perished worlds to life for us in the form of your stories.
So you dinos are enjoying these stories of Lost Belts as if you've been there yourselves. I didn't think even one of you had a curious bone in your body. And in consequence, I am left entirely unprotected. What happened to my security detail? Well, idiot, I only agreed to become the king of dinos because you said they do whatever I told them.
You say that, but weren't you enjoying yourself too, King? Especially a part with Odysseus. I remember you shouting, "Hell yeah, serves you right," and way to go, you even look pretty excited.
Idiot, it's not the Lost Belt talk I was enjoying. Anyway, it's time for the sun to rest. Forget other worlds for now and tend to your own lives. Alright, dinos, go on, get out of here. I want you all back in your own quarters once I light the bonfire. If you still want to talk about these stories, go back home and do it with your families. Time's precious, don't waste it. I'm returning to the throne. You come too, idiot.
Why? I don't have any business with you right now.
You haven't touched the solar sojourn once since you started hanging around Kalia, right? Don't you need to hear the whole bunch's opinion to know what's what? Though there's no skin off my nose, so you bite the dust as a result.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay, everyone. I'm gonna spend the night at the altar. See you tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow. Looks like it's just us here now.
Oh, right. I've got some good news for you, too.
Oh, for you two.
Both the Stormboard's command room and Cadillacs room have been all fixed up. So if you want, you can spend your nights in the border from now on. What do you want to do? I think I'd like to keep staying at Tepu's house while we're in the city, if that's okay.
Same. Besides, it's a lot cooler at night.
Yes, and we can have dinner with Olga Marie. There's a new corn recipe I've been wanting to try.
Da Vinci? Is something going on with you, Olga Marie?
Yeah, the Chaldea staff came to us consensus about her. Even without her memories, you Olga Marie is dangerous. Above all, she's the enemy waiting for us at the end of all this. But she's also been helpful during our time here. And so, with all that in mind, none of the staff voted to turn her help away. Having said that, more than half are against her coming aboard the border myself included. If we could negotiate peace with the foreign god, that would be the best possible solution. And yes, as she is now, that's a very real possibility, though admittedly a slim one. You see, once she regains her memories, it's all over. Trismegistus II says her memory loss is a temporary condition brought on by physical dysfunction. Once she makes a full physical recovery, her memories will return, meaning she'll once more be an enemy of humanity. When that happens, we won't be able to avoid a fight. As we are now, we have no chance against the foreign god, even weakened as she is. For the moment, all we can do is finish repairing the ship before she regains her memories and power, and make sure we have all our ducks in a row. After that, we'll have to make a choice. Do we trust her or not? Do we take initiative or not?
So you're asking if we should attack her before she attacks us?
Even were the Stormborn completely repaired, we still wouldn't stand a chance against a fully powered foreign god. That was made pretty clear when we challenged her and lost. So if we're going to attack you, Olga Marie, the foreign god, it has to be now before she regains her memories. I understand the thinking, but actually doing that would be terrible. Attacking an enemy is one thing, but I refuse to attack an ally who trusts us. So you're against it. Got it. What about you, Bear Draco? Are you in favor of attacking the foreign god while we have the chance?
No. I can never bring myself to attack a friend.
That's a relief to hear. Now I'm sure things will work out. Even once you two learned we might be able to win if we launched a preemptive attack, you still refused. You chose emotion over cold logic, and that makes all the difference. For better or worse, humans are reciprocal creatures. If we're treated in a cold, calculating manner, we respond in turn. The same is true of kindness and trust. That means there's an excellent chance your feelings here will lead us to result we want. Namely, a chance that she will still be our friend when she regains her memories. A chance she'll remain who she is now, that she'll want to remain who she is now, even if she returns to how she was. I think that would be the best possible outcome too. I mean, she looks like she's really enjoying herself now. Even Kadok said so. As much as Mesh's changes shocked me, the changes in her have been even a bigger surprise. I don't know what kind of connection she has to the original Olga Marie, but I guess she's a lot more playful at heart than I realized. Trismegistus II may be great at predicting results, but has no understanding of nuanced feelings like these. So even Kadok agrees. Yep. So with all this in mind, I'd like you to keep the relationship you have with you, Olga Marie, going. I still rather she not come aboard the ship, but if you insist, I'm willing to reconsider. The other staff had some pretty legitimate concerns too, but if push comes to shove, I think we can manage a compromise. Anyway, we can't go too far from the border, but I'd like you to continue staying here in Chichen Itza. Just make sure you're on time for the morning briefing tomorrow. We've been putting it off for a while now, but starting tomorrow, we're resuming our original mission plan, conquering this lost boat and finding ORT. So keep your wits about you.
Alright, and that is the perfect time to call it for today. Well, that was a nice feel-good chapter. The frickin' Poseidon fight came out goddamn nowhere. Thank God I didn't know about it, otherwise I would actually try to use my Grand team again. And that went well. Anyways. Melcy, best wife. Best wife, best husband.
So princely. So handsome.
Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all next time.